We can't let that happen again. We can't let it happen again. Under crooked Joe Biden, we have uncontrolled inflation, an invasion of our southern border, rampant crime, wars in Europe, and a war that just started in the Middle East. And look at what's going on with the attack on Israel. This world is a mess. You know, I was very honored. One of the strongest leaders, thank you. I think he said good things. One of the strongest leaders, Viktor Orban from Hungary, they asked him 2 weeks ago, what would you tell President Biden? There's so many things going on with wars all over the world. And in his country, you have inflation and you have the border. That's the worst border probably ever anywhere in the world. I don't think there's ever been a border like that in the world. And just 3 years ago, we had the best border we ever had, the best. And now we have the worst border we've ever had, but the worst border in the world. And they asked this leader, and he's a very strong man, very strong, powerful man, and one of the most respected leaders in the world. It's tough. No games, right? Hungry. And they asked him, what would you tell President Biden to do? He said, I tell him to get out of office and let Trump run the thing, because when he ran it, we had no wars, we had no problems. He defeated ISIS. He totally defeated ISIS. China was not a problem. They respected him. He used a stronger word than respect, but I don't want to use that. But China respected him. Russia respected him. Kim Jong-un respected him from North Korea. And now our world is a mess like we've never seen before. The world is a mess and our country is a mess. I don't think we've ever seen anything like it. How about, they don't want to bring it up, the fake news anymore, but how about when you talk about the most embarrassing period of time in the history of our country, which is Afghanistan. The way we surrendered, it was like a surrender. We've never had a time like that, giving away $85 billion worth of equipment, leaving hundreds and hundreds of people there. We don't even know how many people are still there. Taking out the soldiers first. You take the soldiers out last. And we had 13 dead and 38 horribly injured and hundreds of people killed. Hundreds of people killed. That was the worst period of time, I think, and most embarrassing for our country in the history of our country. It's never been anything like it. And we're not going to let that crap happen again with our country. We can't. We can't. Every sane person without what they call Trump derangement syndrome, you know what that is? It's a great honor. I had a disease named after me. Trump derangement syndrome wants to get back to how great we had it under the Trump administration. We had the strongest economy in the history of our country. We had the most secure border that we've ever had by far. We had peace all over the world. It was called peace through strength. We had Iran as a country that wasn't going to go anywhere or do anything. They weren't. And I told a story last week or 2 weeks ago for the first time. When we love you. Thank you. Thank you. Doesn't sound like my kind of a lover, but that's okay. Thank you. He's all man, that guy, I gotta tell you. You gotta see this guy. Anyway, but thank you very much. You know, something happened that was very interesting because one of our drones was shot down and we countered with that, and they had a counter. This is Iran, and they countered. I said, if you counter, you're going to be in deep trouble. If you counter, you better not counter. And they called us, and they said, listen, we're going to aim at a fort, a military base, but we're not going to hit it. These are very accurate missiles. They have actually very accurate missiles. They have very good stuff, unfortunately. But we're going to send up 18 missiles and we're not going to hit. So of the 18 missiles, 6 of them self-destructed in air. And the rest of them landed outside of the military base and areas where there were no people, so nobody was killed. They had some explosions. But when they call us to tell us, listen, don't be upset, don't be angry, we sort of have to do it because we have to do it. You know, they have self-respect also. We hit them, they have to do something. But we're going to hit, but we're not going to hurt anybody. Please understand that. And I said, that's a sign of respect. Do you think they do that now? We had 59 attacks over the last 3 or 4 weeks. They don't say we're not going to hurt anybody. They're trying badly to hurt people. But with me, they said, we're not going to hurt anybody. We're not going to do anything that's bad. Please understand. Don't get angry at us, please. So that's the way it should be, right? That's the way it should be.